Okay, good evening. So today we will be discussing different uh, concept in OOPS concept. So which is called object instance and state. Sorry, object state and instances. And we will see the turtle graphics coordinates. So this is very useful when we develop any game using this turtle graphics module. So today we will develop one game where the turtles will race and depending on our choice whether our turtle will win the race or other turtle will win the race. So it's like just kind of using coordinate system we will be developing that. So first of all just let's go to object. What is object state and instance? So object states and instance are two types of uh, like want to say conditions you can say, or for example if we take object like a car, so we have defined a car from class car and we have created an object car. So now the current state referred to depend on the different attributes like color, speed, fuel level. All these attributes make that object as state, so at which state it is there. So for example, if the speed got changed, the state of the object will be changed. So similarly, if the color will be, for example, after some time, if we are changing our color, so then the object's again state will be changed. So depending on the different characteristics of that car, the state will be changed. Similarly, in OOPS concept also, like the object state will be changed depending on the methods. The attributes will be passing. So now if we go to object instance, now we have a car class. So but we can create multiple objects using that car class. So every car object will be have its own set of attributes. So it's like we are creating multiple instances of that class objects. So it's like multiple instances of we create. So similar kind of stuff. So we are creating multiple cars. But for example, if you take Maruti Suzuki, so Maruti Suzuki creates multiple cars of multiple types. But its creation is one thing. Like Maruti Suzuki will create cars or like manufacture cars, but it will have different types of cars. Like for example, it will have a shift car and a Baleno car. So similar kind of different types of cars will be there. Similarly, all that cars will be called as instances. So the main instance will so for that the car class we have like Maruti Suzuki car class. For example, if we want to be specific, we will have different instances, and in different instances also the state will be different. So in the same for example, again we are creating two three models of Maruti Suzuki class, and then the state will be different. So what is the model name will be different for three cars. So that represents the state, but the instance will be the same. The it's a Maruti Suzuki car is the instance. So here are the similar kind of what exactly the state and the class definition and object state can be modified, and they have each instance have its own state of uh, unique state, but the blueprint will be same. So if I take again back now, I just want to do a demo. Python, just I'm saving object state instance demo.py. So if I run it now, for example, we have defined a class car, and we have defined a constructor method, and we have defined all the variables like color, what is the color, what is the speed, and what is the fuel level. So and we have defined a method how much accelerate. So like acceleration is like if we want to increase the speed, so it's like speed, how much amount you want to increase the speed. So we have used increment operator plus amount. Now if you want to stop, then the speed should become 0. So we have defined the same thing. Now we are creating two instances with different states. So for example, we are creating car 1 with car color red and speed 50 and fuel level is 75. And similarly, we are creating car 2 with car color blue and speed is 30 and with fuel level 80. Now we are just printing out with F strings. What is that car 1 color, speed and fuel level, the attributes what we are doing. Now we are just using car.accelerate. So we are now calling the method accelerate method for the first object. Maybe you can call it as instance object class instance. So yeah, so it's like for example again just for our understanding. So multiple each object will have different states depending on the whatever we create, but the state will be differ depending on the methods we call. But instance are the same blueprint kind of stuff where we create with the same uh, class. So for example, we are defined here the class, and then we have defined constructor method with all the variables like color, speed, and fuel level. Like these are the instance variables. Now we have defined a method where we call it as accelerate. So when we press the accelerate button, the speed will increase. So similar kind of what is the current speed plus how much amount you want to increase the speed. So we have used the increment operator. Similarly, when we press the brake or stop, so it should our speed should come to 0. So that's why we have defined self dot speed at variable equal to 0. So now we are creating two objects from the same class. So it's like car, car 1 is car and the color will be red and the speed is 50 and the fuel level is 75. Similar kind of we are creating another object car 2. So it's like we are creating two instances from the same car class again with the blue color, and then speed is 30 and the fuel level is 80. So just we are printing it out all the attributes of the objects what we have created. Now for example, we are accelerating with amount 10. Now it's like carbon after accelerating, just we are printing. So if you see, the state of the carbon changed from 50 to 60. So when I run it again, so before the state is 50, after accelerating it becomes 60. So these two attributes red and fuel level didn't change, but when we call this method, it got changed. So that's what we are defining. So it's like the state of an object can be changed using the methods, and for this object's behavior can be changed. Like that's the modified state, we call it as. just what is the object state and what is instance. Uh, so you can go through this. So now using this, we will be creating another one turtle race program. Before that we need to know how the turtle graphics coordinate system will be working in Python. So generally when we start an turtle screen, generally our turtle will be at uh, 0 0 location. So we will be using that type of we don't know how much width and height. By default it should be some 500 by 500, but we will be setting up that width system how many pixels we want. Depending on that, using this coordinate system only, we will be defining uh, our program. So this is like turtle. So it's like if we define the screen dot setup as 400 by 400, it will be divided into four quadrants. So it's like 0. So it's like divided by 2 is 400 pixels. So from 0 to 200, and again 0 to 200. So it's like when we go back, it's like minus 200 comma 0. So it's like a quadrants. So in our lower classes we should have learned already, like the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, where in first quadrant everything is positive. X-axis will be positive, y-axis will be positive. In second quadrant x-axis is negative and y-axis will be positive. In third quadrant, like both will be negative, like x-axis will be negative, y-axis will be negative, and in fourth quadrant x-axis will be positive and y-axis will be negative. So just we are dividing it depending on the screen size what we have given, like 400 pixels, 400 pixels. So if you see 0 to 200 and 0 to minus 200, so total will be just if we not consider minus 200, it is just 400 pixels with the similar thing with the height. But for a graphical system, we for using x coordinate, y coordinate systems, so it is represented as 0 comma 0 the midpoint, and it's like x is like 200 comma 0, and then y is x negative. So when we go back, it is like negative. We are traveling backwards, so that's why it's like minus 200. So it's like so this is the main concept we will be using. uh, so now I'm just going back. I will explain one by one so how this will work. Let's see, and I will be explaining now. Just tell rise now. For example, there will be I'm using red, so I'm betting on red, my turtle. So it's like, so now if I see I have lost, the yellow turtle is the winner because the yellow turtle reached that the extinct coordinate, the x-axis. So that's why the yellow. So now how will be defining this? So we have few, just I have written few things, like use the concept of to define the screen size, create multiple turtle objects, we need to create multiple instances, and we have to give them different colors and make them start use the different coordinate methods like go to x coordinate. So before that, let's see. So uh, I'm just commenting this out. So this is also a comment. Let's comment this out. Now just see what exactly we are doing. Yesterday from we are importing from title module, we are importing two classes like a title class and screen class. So now what we are doing, we are creating a screen object screen. Now here what we are doing, we are setting it up with a width 500 and height is 400 pixels. So it's like again if you go back here this thing, so now it's like 400, height is 400 and this is 200, 200, that's fine, but the width we are giving is 500 pixels. So it's like it will be 0 to minus 250 and here to 250 comma 0. So it will be divided equally. So it's like minus 250 comma 0 and 250 comma 0. So now this is like we will be asking the user what is our uh, uh, like on which turtle will be betting on. So it's like we will go to the where graphics documentation. So just we will use a text. So it's like text input. So these are input methods. So it's like we are prompting a user to input like a string method. So here it's like number input. So now it's like string. What is the name of the player? So when you open a game, for example, you want to give a player our name. Similar kind of stuff we will be doing. So this is the already for screen. The method is there, and then setup. So it's like screen dot setup. So how much pixels is there? So method specific to screen. So yeah, width, height. So at which point it should start. So as of now, by default, the starting point of the title is 00 only. Even if you don't define, if you want to define, then the coordinates will change. So to here, and this is like already we know until unless we click on exit, the screen will be open. We have already done that. Now we are defining some colors. So it's like colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. You can give whatever colors you require. So we are creating 6 turtles. That's why we are just taken 6 colors. Now what we will do is block. So here we will be creating 6 turtles. So because we need to create multiple turtles to do the race, right? What we have seen. So what we will be doing, we are writing a for loop in the range of 0 to 6. So it's like 6 times this loop will repeat, and it's like it will create yesterday what we heard in tim equal to turtle. So similar kind of class this is, and then in the class we are defining the shape should be turtle. So if we remove this, the shape will again become arrow. So instead of that, we are just defining, because we are doing a game, so all the objects what we create should be in form of turtle. Now because we don't want the line to be drawn, so it's like we want to lift the pen up. if we comment this out, and then if we do, it's like it will draw in the screen what we shown, it will draw the lines. So for example, let's try to do that as well. I will lock and comment, and I will do again comment. Let's see, because I have commented this out, how it will behave. We'll see. So again, I will be red. So here you have lost purple little is the one. So because before the before execution and now execution, why there is a difference? We have kept this turtle.pen open, so pen up, so that it won't draw any lines on the canvas, what turtle canvas on the or turtle screen, what we have defined. And now we are giving a new turtle.color. So color of a turtle index. So it's like it will start from 0 to 5, right? Generally, is if it is a 0 to 6, so it start from turtle index is 0, color of 0 is red, and then the next loop it will be like orange, yellow, green, and blue and purple. Similarly, now what we have taken is minus 30. So it's like we are saying the turtle to go to the position of minus 230. Why minus 230 is like, because if we give the 250 position, so it will go out of the screen and our turtles won't be visible. So if you want to see the same thing, so let me run it again. If I have changed. Mm. So it's like the only half the turtle is visible, right? So that's why, to get all the turtles visible, we will be giving just before, like for example this quadrant. So instead of touching this line, so just we will give 20 pixels before the line, so that all the turtles will be visible. And then we are actually defining positions, so that the turtles will go to that specific positions. Like, so if we like, all the x-axis will be remaining same, but the y-axis and the y coordinates will be different. So for example, this turtle minus 70, so it will be go here, somewhere here, and then it's like minus 40, and then zeros. So we have defined with minus 10 all the 30 degrees gap. So it's like minus 10, minus 40, minus 10, and then 20, 50, 80. Now it's like we are using all the turtles in a empty list. We have created an empty list, and then we are appending all the turtles into this empty list. So once it creates 6 turtles, all the 6 turtles will be inside this list with different states. Like, so because we are giving different colors, so we are creating with the name, the same name, the object, new title object only, but the instances will be different, and the states of the instances will be different. Like all the objects, like all the objects what we have created with the title, it's like every object will have different colors. So it's like every object will have different, is at a different state because of difference in colors. Now, so it's like we are just defining an boolean flag. So until unless user give the input, this loop should not start. The game should not start. That's why it's like is race on equal to false when user has given the input only. This is like user but equal to true. Then only it's like then only our race will be start. So it's like then only we are changing this boolean value to true. And then while race is on, so it's like we know while loop will only run until unless this condition evaluates to true. It runs uh, infinitely. So now this is our condition to run the game. Now what we are doing, if turtle in all the turtles, for turtle in all the turtles, so we are again taking all the turtles what are created in a for loop, and we are going one by one, and we are checking if turtle dot x dot coordinate is 230 greater than. So because why what we did, generally the turtle width will be 20 by 20 pixels. So to check that, like 250 minus 20, so we will be getting 230. So that's why instead of checking 250, 250 is like this extreme end. But the turtle, if the turtle got already uh, uh, if its head is already at 230 degrees, like at this condition, then it is like already won the match. So that's what we are checking. X dot car is 230. Then we need to stop that while loop. So again we are changing back our is race flag to false. Then winning color. So we need to get which color the turtle has reached, right? We need to get. So here is the method, like turtle dot pen color is the method, like winning color. If winning color equal to user bet, so whatever we color we have kept our bet on from all these six colors, then it's like you won, the winning turtle will be winner, else you have lost. So everything is good, right? But how turtles will be moving, that's the main thing. So how it will be moving is like, so for every iteration we are giving every turtle a random distance to move. So it's like a random int. So already we have used this random function. From random we are using random and random integer, which is like 0 to 10. So it will give any like any of the number between 0 to 10, and then the turtle will move forward that much distance. So it's like for in the for loop, for each turtle, once the loop executes, every time it's the distance will change depending on the randomness. So we are it's like for example in the first iteration for the turtle, maybe for example red, it got 5, so it will move 5 pixels forward. Then if it is in the next iteration, if it is 2, then it will move only after all the 6 iterations complete, like of all the 6 objects complete. Then again if it starts from red, and then again the next random number it will be 2, then it will move only 2 distance. But for example the other colors might get another numbers more numbers, then that will move. So it's entirely depending on the random choice only. So we are not doing anything to win this color title, this color title. So it's like everything is random, and depending on this random function, it will automatically select how much pixels it should move forward. Then we are doing the move dot forward method, what we have already is seen. So that's how it will be working. So for example, I am running again. Now I will, my bed is blue. Make your bed which turtle with the race and color. So now the execution stop. The turtle is the winner. The while loop was stopped, but the screen method until unless the screen exit we click, and the it won't come out of the execution loop. So once I click the exit, so it come out of execute loop. So it's like we have used object instances and different multiple. We have created multiple turtle objects. We can say it as instances. Each instance have different state of color. Using this is that using that we are writing a logic how we can uh, forward like for all the six objects how we can keep a race. You can give more maybe more details, and you can change with the different pixel heights and different Y positions. Maybe we have taken only 30 degrees like distance. You can change to 40 degrees distance also, depending on the height and width uh, pixels what we are defining. And instead of we are defining Y positions here, we can also define some logic of positions of turtle indexes um, dynamically also here. Yeah. So there will multiple logics, but this is how we are doing. I think that's it for today. Maybe from Tuesday we will see, using the similar concept we will develop a snake game using turtle graphics and object states and instances and coordinate systems. Okay then, thank you.